Ahoy there, people of the web. Sorry. Hello, people of the web. It's the time of the week for another snapshot. But this week we have some fantastic news as we moved into the pre-release stage of development and heading towards release of 1.15. Along with the changes and bug fixes listed, Mojang have announced the release date for 1.15, December the 10th. Just 3 more weeks and I can start building with honeycomb blocks. Now that would be a nice early Christmas present. Now onto the changes since the last snapshot. Come to think of it, I don't have to move from this spot to show you the first change. They've actually changed the menu so that the items that you hover over are highlighted quite a lot more clearly than they were before. The next change that's been listed is that they've optimized chunk rendering. How much, I don't know, but any optimization is a good thing, as it helps massively with creating a smooth game that everyone can play. They also say they've optimized explosions, which I'm assuming is a performance related thing. Oh, I pointed this the wrong way around. Redo. Fixed it now. That does seem really smooth. Though I probably should do that over land. Although this would make for a very effective way to kill fish. Right, I cloned my machine. Let's try it again. See how my frame rate suffers. Doesn't seem as bad as I was expecting. This is really smooth. Although now we're just blowing up water again. But still, they said it's optimized. I believe them. Optimization, brilliant. I've now made a nasty hole in my snapshot world. Worth it though. TNT's fun. They've made some recipe changes to match Minecraft Bedrock Edition. The most significant one that I've found is Dark Prismarine, which now uses black dye instead of using ink sacs. Which makes a lot more sense, especially as now people are using wither farms as a source of black dye. They've also increased the burning time for scaffolding, which means you should be able to use it as a better fuel. I should grab something that I can actually smelt. Let's try glass. Not glass, sand. Don't smelt glass, you smelt sand. And we'll put a stack of that in and see how many bits of glass we get out. If I'm completely honest, I've never used scaffolding to smelt things before, so I had to do a test in 1.14 to see what happened. So in 1.14, I put 1 stack of scaffolding in, 1 stack of sand, and we got 16 glass. So obviously it takes 4 scaffolding to smelt 1 glass, or 1 sand into glass. Whereas in 1.15, with the new changes, we've managed to go through the entire stack of sand, turning it all into glass, using only half a stack of scaffolding. So 1 scaffolding will smelt 2 items, as opposed to 4 items being required to use to smelt 1 glass. So that's 8 times as efficient now. The game now tries to make out-of-date resource packs work as much as possible, which is a great thing, as there are a lot of people out there that have resource packs that they're incredibly fond of, and it would be a shame if they were to break just because of them being a little outdated. I was just trying to find a villager and then I remembered that I might have killed all entities in the world not that long ago because of a previous clip where I went to record it and I had loads of zombies start going on fire around me, which was rather annoying. So I killed all entities. Sorry, villagers. I found myself in 1.14.4 because I was not aware of this bug. It's just a visual bug where comparators will show that they're powered and outputting even though they clearly aren't. So if this lever is turned on, obviously that turns on the redstone lamp. Now this is in subtract mode, so if I power from the side, it turns off the lamp. If we turn this off, the comparator's still on, and this off, the comparator's still on. This bug has been around since 2013 and I wasn't aware of it, and it sparked my curiosity. And in case I didn't trust them enough, I built it in 1.15 pre-release 1. Lamp turns off and so do the torches. The next bug fix is something that I've experienced myself on the Lifecraft server, and I'm sure plenty of others have too, where the lead will be attached to the mob and the fence post, but if you leave the area and unload the junk and then reload the junk, that lead becomes invisible. Whoa, lightning. And we're now on our way back to the fox. Let's see whether he's still got a lead and whether we can see it. There is still a lead. This is reassuring. Doesn't guarantee that it's fixed, but very reassuring. Oh. I thought you were my friend. There's another bug listed relating to comparators where they should always have a 1 tick delay if the redstone signal carries through. However, there were situations where they would produce just half a tick of delay. Another one that dates back to 2014. The next bug fix was listed as chunks not loading correctly, which is vague enough that I had to go check out what it meant. And the screenshots being shared look rather familiar. Apparently they fixed it. I'm curious what caused it in the first place and how they've fixed it now, because this was again reported 5 years ago? Oh, 2016, sorry, 3 years ago. This is another one of those fairly old bugs that dates back to version 1.8, and it's something to do with how comparators were being affected through gaps, although I don't entirely understand it. So we'll gloss past that one a little bit. But if you're curious, there's the information. You go find out. I'm too lazy. Apparently, in a previous version of Minecraft, they changed the requirements for resource packs and what characters could be in them. When you tried to use an outdated resource pack, it would crash the game. Now it's handling it a little bit better and not crashing the game, which is nice. In 1.14, leaves are considered a solid face for block placement, which means you could place things like fans on top of leaves or buttons on the side. Now you can't do that, which makes a lot of sense, especially as leaves are supposed to decay. Would this be cruel? A little bit. Advancement menu background is rendered in front of toasts, which comes down to basically if you get that and then press L, this box was showing above all of those things except for the items. Wait, there's 825 advancements? This is going to take a while, isn't it, for it to scroll through them? Well, that took a minute for the advancements to go through. There was also a bug where pillagers were spawning within trees. And by that I mean they would spawn on top of the wood in the trees, even if there was leaves on top. So they'd end up stood in those blocks and not moving. There was quite a few bugs relating to entities being too dark, which have all been fixed, and I'm summarising them like that. That's 5 things off my list quite quickly. Done. Among with the notes is a bug that I thought was already fixed, where if you click on an adult pigman, a baby pigman should spawn, but wasn't. I'm sure they fixed that last week. I checked the logs. I'm wrong. They didn't fix that. They fixed that right-clicking on zombies didn't give you baby zombies. They've now extended it to pigmen. To use a command in game, what we typically do is type /give, or whichever command you want. I'm going to give myself the most important item in the game, which would be a diamond hoe, of course, because they're amazing. Now, when you're using a command block, it's very similar, except you don't need to do the / at the start because it's already a command line. However, in previous releases, if you had a slash here, it would highlight the whole command and say there's an error, but it would still work. Now they don't flag it as an issue, which is great, because I know plenty of people that try their hand at commands and will instinctively type slash and then get confused as to why the command says error. That's about it for this release. Of course, if you wish to read the full release notes, there is a link in the description. If you found this video helpful, amusing or useful, please consider giving it a like, as it helps me massively. There will be a Let's Play video coming out tomorrow. I hope to see you back then. Bye bye now.